Well, it seems like at least the Netherlands are getting their act together, unlike what's going on over here, where the left is going on a ramping rhetoric claiming that Trump is worse than Hitler again, while their base is rallying in support for terrorists. Now, what I find amazing is that they have zero basis for this claim. Trump has done nothing in his 4-year term that would have ever even insinuated that. I mean, he was successful, might I add, to a lot of things. Years as president was just unbelievably successful. He did nothing that a Nazi would ever do, but yet here they are. But they're intentionally liking him to a murderous dictator for this next election.
A lot of people have tried to draw similarities between Mussolini and Hitler and the use of the terminology like vermin and the drive that those men had towards autocracy and dictatorship. The difference, though, I think makes Donald Trump even more dangerous, and that is he has no philosophy he believes in. All he wants is to look in the mirror and see a guy who's president.
That's why she's not a senator anymore, ironically enough. I mean, do we let him keep this up, or do we do what I've been saying we need to do the entire time and fight fire with fire? Political analyst Eduardo Neret and Julian Epstein, the former chief counsel for the House Judiciary Committee, join me now. Eduardo, they use this narrative, but how many people are actually changing their vote because Claire McCaskill, the failed senator, goes on MSNBC?
Well, these people are delusional. Look, you should never accept definitions offered by liberals at face value. They often use terms that reflect the opposite of what is true. So take Elizabeth Warren, for example. They tell us she's a Native American, that her ancestors would have been sharing the first Thanksgiving meal with the Pilgrims way back when. Well, we can all see Elizabeth Warren is just a privileged old white lady from Massachusetts. Rachel Levine, they say that that's a woman, but our eyes don't deceive us. We can tell Rachel Levine's a man. George Floyd, they say he was a saint, a hero. Well, the truth is George Floyd had a career, he was a career criminal. And so that's what the left does. They're doing it with Donald Trump. And the term they use is so funny. I mean, he's a fascist, he's an authoritarian. If you look at Trump's rhetoric, was his rhetoric tough as president? Sure. But I think the record was a lot softer than that. The rhetoric often did not match the record. The record was softer. And I think what this speaks to more than anything is a strategy. Like you said, it's about the next election. That's going to be the Democrats' strategy. It was their strategy in 2020. It was the strategy last year in the midterms. And in some sense, it worked. So Republicans should consider an alternative point to this. The message is Donald Trump is a threat. He's a threat to democracy. He's a threat to the country. And Joe Biden, you may not like him. He may have a bad record, but he's the only one who can stop him. And like it or not, Republicans, that's going to drive tens of millions of voters out to the polls, that message, even as pathetic as it is.
He may be driving this country